Do you guys like my shirt? Me vale, mind your business. Ross, $6.99. Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and welcome. Notification shout out goes to Jimmy. Te quiero mucho. Thank you so much for all your love and support and your very sweet comment. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, you guys, that I have been gone. I did upload a PR video and that was a week ago, but when I go so deep into my story times, and I think my last one was almost 2 hours, it really does take a lot for me. I always like try to play it off and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I just need like 2-3 days and I'm good. But I get like, sometimes I get in a funk, and I tell you, like, sometimes I even want to call my mama and like fight with her, and it does put me in a space where it's so hard that to like relive it, because where I'm at now and I want to fight with my mom, and I have to remind myself like, Lex, it's okay, like it's okay, because I want to like open that wound back and like fight with her, fight with everybody. And it's just really hard. It's kind of hard. It feels like, you know, like I'm living like a double life in a way, you know what I mean, with the living in the past and then being here in the present. And it's just very like, you know. So thank you so much for understanding and being patient with me. I really appreciate it. I really do. And I love you guys so freaking much. I'm very active on my Instagram with you guys. I love going over there and getting to talk and baby with y'all. It's very it's very fun, and that's where I feel like I connect with you guys a lot, is on my Instagram too. So whenever I'm like not on here, I am on the gram. So anyways, let's sit back, relax, get your snacks, or if you're driving, let me know what you guys are driving. If you are snacking, what you're snacking on, and let me know what you guys have been doing this summer. Let me know. I am vlogging, you guys. I am. So I'm really excited. Anyways, sit back, relax, and let's get into this story time. Keep it. I'm so freaking excited to finally be back. It's taking me like an hour to hit record. Like I keep being like, we gotta just, and I'm just gonna sit down and record. I wanted to do a rainbow look. So I will be using these 2 beautiful palettes right here from ColourPop, and I want to create something. So let's see what we do. I'm just going to wing it. I liked my last Storytime eyeshadow look. I was like, ooh, girl, you need to play with more color, because I feel like it just makes me happy, you know. But anyways, let's jump right into the story time. If you guys want to be notified when I do post story times, make sure you guys are liking, you guys are commenting, and hitting the notification bell, so when I do post a video, you are notified. I kind of want to do green, blue, purple, and then yellow, orange, red. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna try and bunch it up all together. No, but I was like, let's not. We left off of Tommy going to get my mom, and my mama being pissed because I'm pissed off, because she's telling me when she gets out, we are going to all be under the same roof, and she's going to try and work it out with my stepdad, because pretty much the only option we have right now, and that I don't really understand what's going on, that we have to get through it. Me, I'm pissed because I'm like, nope, I don't want to. When I tell you, I do not like this man. Like, the only reason why I even tolerated this man, even as I grew up, was because I had to, because of the situations that I was put in by my mom, my grandma, my brothers, that kind of thing. As soon as my brothers came of age and I didn't have to deal with that man, boom, it was cut off like that. My lips are burning. Sorry, I put on this lip plumper for why, I don't know, but that hurts. And it makes me mad because it pisses me off, because it's like, y'all didn't see what I sacrificed. I sacrificed my peace. I sacrificed my own self-respect. I sacrificed so much. And it pisses me off because it made people think that like, oh, she got over it. You don't get over that kind of pain. Duh. Anyways, so we were all going to be under one house, under one roof together, and I was not excited. My little heart was pumping, And I don't know why. Well, I knew why. I was scared because I knew that my mom's tone and everything, she was serious. She was serious. It made me mad because I felt like anytime that I would like let up a little bit, my mom would see it and get in there, you know? And I was like, oh, I let up, and that's why she's gonna get in. She's gonna get her way. And honestly, I felt like I was getting in the way of their happy ever after. Even if it was a fucked up happily ever after, I was getting in the way of it. Because if it wasn't for me, they could play house, they could go on their merry way, out of sight, out of mind. And I was out of sight, out of mind for a minute, right? But I feel like since I wasn't pushing all the way and I wasn't pregnant yet, because as I'm getting older, I'm seeing between the lines so much. Okay, so much. I wasn't pregnant yet, so I couldn't be completely out of sight, out of mind, where it's like she's doing her own thing. She's, because like, you know what I'm saying? I hope you're following what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm like going back and forth. My stomach hurts. And I know, like, okay, when she gets back, she's going to be pissed. We're going to be fighting. I already know. It's always going to be him. He is going to be the one that she picks. It is. It might be different now, but back then, it was him. It was him. Even if she put him through the mud and cussed him out and did whatever, my sister was still conceived. And naive me was thinking like, they're not sleeping together, because she knows what he did to me. Like, they're not sleeping together. They can't be. They cannot be sleeping together after he has done everything that he has done to me. Not possible. Not possible. Very possible. But that's not what I was thinking, right? I was thinking like, I was going on her word of her saying that she was just so disgusted with him because of how he hurt me. Like, how could she, right? That's what I was going off of. But again, y'all, I'm telling you, like, because I was young, I was just wanting to believe anything that I could to not be fully broken. Because I feel like if I knew the hard truth, it would have been, I would have wanted to be numb in other ways. I was numb mentally, but I mean like numb in other ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm like going back and forth. I am a little bit scared because I'm like, she's gonna want to play house. She's gonna want to play house. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Hold on, I need an orange. Look how pretty this palette is. I don't think I've used this palette before. So I'm pacing back and forth. I'm thinking, when she walks through the door, I'm gonna tell her this. I'm gonna tell her, there's no way in hell of it that I'm gonna be living with him. Nope, not doing it. My grandma's calling me, and me and my grandma kind of get into it because she always played both sides. Always played both sides. She still plays both sides. And I think it's because, in a way, my grandma probably fears that she is going to lose the relationship between me or my mother. Who knows? Maybe I'm over here acting like I'm more important than I am, right? But that's what it felt like. It felt like she would tell me one thing and then she would tell my mother another. So pretty much she was telling me the plan before my mom told me the plan, okay? She was telling me, just shut up. You're gonna be in the room. Shut up. You can get out of the room when he goes to work. You won't even have to see him, and then do what you need to do while he's at work. And then when he comes back home, just go to the room. Just go to the room. So I'm mad at her, and I'm like, why do I have to be the one who's in trouble and be in the room? And she starts yelling that I'm just making it complicated, and I'm fighting with her because I'm like, why am I the one that's making it complicated? Why do you guys always give me the speech? Why aren't you giving him the speech? And she's yelling at me, telling me that I need to know a child's place. I don't want to be there. Why do I have to be there? Why do you want to be Thomas' burden? She got her own things going on. You don't think that your mom feels bad enough? And it's just so, it's making sense. Like, yeah, like why should Tommy have to be the one to take care of me, house me, all of that. And I tell her, like, why can't we just stay with Tommy? And she's like, are you not understanding? Are you not understanding? Your mom doesn't just have you. She has your brothers. You guys cannot burden this lady with your mom's problems. I'm like crying to my grandma because I'm just like so annoyed that it feels like no one is understanding how serious it is, and like how serious everything was that he has done to me. It made me want to like write it everywhere. So it's like, I don't know if it's just like one in one ear, not the other. I didn't know if I had to put on a shirt. I didn't know if I had to like act it out in a movie because I wanted to be so heard. And it constantly made me feel like, is it because it wasn't traumatizing enough for you? Is that what it is? For you to be like, you'll be all right, you'll be all right. Why does it have to be at the level of like, oh my God, for you? And it made me so mad because we would hear stories about things that happened to children that weren't like, it still mattered. It wasn't as intense as what happened to me. And they would have that, oh my God, they would have this reaction where I would be like, it's just, they probably just don't believe me, or like, what is it? So I'm crying with her and I'm like yelling at her that I don't want to go over there. She starts screaming that to not make her come down here, and then I'm just gonna stay with her and that she's gonna figure it out, but until then. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, and she would get so mad, like, get so infuriated with me when I'd be like, okay, then do it, like, you know. So she'd get really mad. So she was pretty much telling me that I was going to be in the room for X amount of hours, and then when he would come home, and then when he wasn't home, I could come out. And I just was so mad because I just didn't want to be there. And I didn't like how it felt like in a way I was getting the speech of, don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. And it just annoyed me because I was just like, why can't we just go live with you? Why can't we just go live with you? Oh, because you know your mother. Because you want to know why? Mom couldn't stand to be around my grandma's husband. Okay, she couldn't be around him. She couldn't stand him. But yet you want me to do what you can't do. Gotcha. That makes perfect sense. That's okay, because how I feel, right? So now I'm pissed after I get off the phone with my grandma. I act like the call dropped. I always did that to her, and she knew. She knew. She would get so pissed and call my mom and tell her that I just hung up on her. And then I would get like a spiel from my mom because you got to respect your elders. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care.
Are you making a video about it?
Yes.
I'll just check it.
Mommy, I think we're walking crazy. Mama, look.
Okay, mama.
Go, what do you say? I think we're walking on.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Are you making anything about it?
Yeah, it's defrosting in the sink. So I was mad, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna tell her what is what, and the nerve that you have. And I'm just pissed, right? Because I'm like, you think you're gonna play me? You're gonna play me in front of my friends? Getting all mad, right? So I hear the door unlock, and I'm telling you, my heart went straight to abajo because I got scared. As much as I act like a little like, yeah, my mom about that life, okay? My mom has fought men, okay? My mom is about that life, okay? So I was scared because I just pretty much fought with her mama and said some disrespectful stuff. And I'm scared because what if my grandma was like, handle her. I don't know, right? And what trips me out is that I have these conversations with my grandma and my mom, and my grandma does admit that she failed me. She failed me, she cries, she gets really emotional about it. I hate to see my grandma cry, but my grandma does apologize. My mom the same, and she just tells me that she was so numb. Her brain just blocked out so much, and my mom has asked for forgiveness, and it just makes me mad. That's like, now y'all get it. Like, now y'all get it. And it's irritating when it's like, oh, finally. And it's very bittersweet. It's a very, very, very bittersweet, because like I tell y'all, like when I go through these emotions, I do want to call up my mom and fight with her. And there has been some times where I do fight with her and try to understand. Like I do try. I do. Like I feel like I have tried to understand so many things where I'm just like, but there's just some things where it's just a no. Because we could have went into a shelter, because it pisses me off when he was finally done with her and they were finally sick of each other, but mostly him. She went into the shelter with my siblings, and it pisses me off because I wanted to be in there with her, and it just made me so mad because why? Like it constantly felt like it was because I wasn't good enough. I am good enough, but I just wasn't good enough for her, you know? And it doesn't matter how you paint it. It's done. The paint is dry, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it just really irritates me, and it hurts. It hurts a lot, but you keep pushing. What doesn't break you makes you stronger. And estoy chingona. But anyways, so I hear the doorknob and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh, like mad, right? In comes Tommy, and she has Betos. She has the Betos bags, and she goes, it's just me. Instead of Little Legs getting calm, cool, and collective, like that's what I thought, baby, I lit into flames. Because you want to know why? Because with the quickness, bitch, my mind was like, oh, okay, so that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to go out and be with him instead of coming and see me. Oh, I thought, oh, I miss you so much. I can't wait till I come out. I see clear now. Ba, 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 ba. Where you at, mama? Where are you? Okay, yeah. So I'm mad, and she's like, oh, before you start getting mad, and she has Betos, and I'm just like even more mad, because it's like, oh, you think that you're trying to feed me? So I'm like, so I am mad. I'm mad. Now I'm like, I don't even care if she comes to the door and beats my ass. I want her to whip my ass. I want her, because at least I know she cares, right? I am fuming. So I call my mom, doesn't answer, call her, boom, bling, bling, doesn't answer, and I'm like, because it would irritate me when she was with that piece of shit, when she wouldn't pick up the phone. He's priority over me? Calling, nothing. And now the calls start going to like where they instantly reject you. So I was like, ooh. As I'm doing this, Tommy's in the background. She's taking the things out. And I am so pissed. I'm not even hungry. I'm disgusted. You ever be so mad that you're disgusted and your hunger goes away? Now that's a different kind of angry. I'm trying to breathe. I'm doing the little breathing techniques like, ooh-sa. I'm pissed, y'all. I'm hurt. Because I'm like, they're over there probably eating, grubbing, snacking, all good. My brothers are probably all excited to see my mom. And where's me? Where is me? I constantly felt like Little Lex was in trouble. And I was the one in timeout. Why do I gotta be in timeout? Why me? Why me? Why do I gotta be in timeout? Why do I gotta be punished? Why me? Like, can you not see that I was just acting out? Because like you weren't there. If you were there, I wouldn't have been acting out. I would have been straight. If you would have put my ass in school and told me like it is not an option to do this, and wanted to be there and tell me like, nope, he doesn't matter, instead of just telling me like, oh, you mean everything to me, did I never let anyone hurt you, but then your actions didn't match up with what you were telling me. So little me going through all these emotions, I'm still calling, and I'm calling, and I'm calling, and I'm calling, because where art thou, Romeo? Where art thou, mama? I don't know. Where are you, mom? Calling. Nope. And then I get a message, stop. And big old letters, stop, from her. I was so mad. I always used to hate how I would picture me popping off in my head. All these like, ooh, boo, boo, throwing things, breaking things. But I knew better. So I never acted it out. Like I knew better. So I went to the restroom. Tommy screaming, Alexis, Alexis. All mad at me, okay? Screaming on top of her lungs, Alexis. And I'm just, don't want to hear it. I just like stormed in there, okay? Just stormed in there because I am just like, stop? Something that I told him to do and he didn't? Okay, okay. Mad, fuming, pissed, everything, okay? Livid. I'm in there and I do some things that I don't like talking about. If you know, you know. I didn't know how to deal with that kind of anger. And the only way that I knew how to deal with that anger when I was that upset was to hurt myself. And it wasn't fair to me to do that. It wasn't. But I did. I come out of the restroom a little while later and she's grubbing her burrito and she's like, you good? And I'm like, yeah. She tells me the same old speech. It's complicated. You understand when you're older. Da 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 da. Like always. And I just give her the ugliest look. Like, I still don't understand it. When am I gonna understand? Like, oh, that's it. That's why. If anything, it's made it worse. And I feel like there were so many things that could have been done. This outlet, that outlet. We could have went here. We could have went there. We could have said this. We could have filed this. We could have done that. Didn't make it better. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like the look isn't coming out how I want.
Can I see? Well, it still looks nice. It still looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Especially on you.
Aw, thanks, Pa.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you too, baby. This whole like, oh, I care about you. I'm not gonna let you do whatever you want to do. Ba 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 da 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 da. I'm not loving it. I really thought like, okay, she's really gonna like, But then it's like, okay, Lex, it's like she's damned if she does and she's damned if she doesn't because you didn't want to go. So which one is it? I wanted her to figure it out. All right. I wanted her to figure it out. Choose me. Love me. Okay. I wanted that. So a few hours passed by and I'm still like just waiting. Okay. Just waiting. And this whole time I am mad. Okay. Because I'm like, I don't understand, bitch. I don't. Because I don't. And I'm confused because my grandma told me, oh, this and that. So I just cussed out my grandma. Well, not literally, but I fought with her for what? And for what, you know? So I just want to know what it is. What it is, ho. What's up? No, 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 no. I want to know what you I know I play too much, but like, no, for real. Seriously, I'm just like, I was on edge, uncomfortable, and I just didn't know what to do. I was just kind of like, okay. I had a little attitude with Tommy, even though it was not her fault, but I had a little attitude with her. She is like telling me that my mom's probably not gonna come tonight to get situated. And I'm like, no, Alexis, don't start. Nope, 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 nope. I'm like, I'm not gonna get situated. I'm not gonna, nothing. She's like, and don't be calling her. Don't be blowing up her phone. She's trying to figure out what you guys are gonna do. I really hated how I felt like everyone always excused my mom's buffoonery. And it was like, excuse me, she got a whole ass kid over here. What is going on? And I feel like it was one thing if my mom was like, go ahead, do whatever you want. But she always gave me these speeches, like these really, really good speeches of like, you're not going to be able to do whatever. gonna do. I'm gonna go pick you up, blah, blah, blah. Be ready. But in reality, she wanted to keep playing house and didn't want me in the house. I just wanted her to be upfront. Say what it is. And don't put it on me. Don't put it on me and say, well, it's because no, it's because of you. Not because of Alexis. No, because of you. Because you wanted to choose him and not me. Say what it is and say it all. So I'm just sitting there. And I was like, you know what? She said not to call. I'm gonna call. So I start calling again and calling and calling and calling. She's not picking up. And I'm just like, I wonder what they could be doing. I wonder what they could be doing where she's not picking up. Are they making up? Are they bumping uglies? What is it? Like, why isn't she picking up? Ring, 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 ring. Pick up. Hello. Something. Anything. Like, I'm telling you, I had my phone going through it because it was just constant calling, hang up, calling, hang up, calling, hang up. And she wasn't picking up. Not once. Not once to yell at me, nothing. And I knew she was pissed because it would go and then she started ignoring it. So I was like, oh, she's getting mad. She's getting mad. But I didn't care because it was getting late. It was already late. So I'm like, okay, they probably already had dinner, spent time together, him and Hein together. And I'm just over here with Tommy. And I was like scared to like leave because I'm like, if I leave, what if Tommy kicks it into like high gear and doesn't let me leave because my mom's out and she's scared. Like, I was just thinking so many things. So I didn't even think of leaving. Trust me, I wanted to, but I was like, probably gonna get my ass beat if I leave, and I just don't want to chance it. Didn't want to risk it. I felt like I couldn't focus on two things at once, so I was just focusing just on this. I was like, this is what we have to deal with first because I don't want to put too much on my plate that I can't handle. Hanging up, calling, hanging up, calling, hanging up, calling. And then I took like a little break when Tommy would come out of her room and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. But I'm pretty sure my mom was telling her, like, tell her to stop calling me. Because why would Tommy be coming out of her room asking little old me, what are you doing? You know? She'd go back to her room. Boom, boom, nothing. I was like, oh my God. Fuming. I don't even know how to explain it to you. How much it irritated me that she was ignoring me. Like, for real. I was pissed. So I ended up passing out on the couch, just calling and calling and nothing. I didn't even bother sending messages. I was just calling, nothing. So late as hell, like late, 2, 3 in the morning, I wake up to like shaking, okay? Shaking me like crazy. And I get scared because I think, oh, this is too light for me. Remember when I thought it was gonna fit me all? It don't. So I wake up to my mom shaking me crazy, okay? And my mom is pissed, okay? Pissed, okay? And I get scared because I always tell you that when my mom gets this mad, I always get scared. I never thought like she was gonna like me, you know, but she would like definitely put fear in me. So shakes me up all crazy. I jump up and I try and snatch my phone and she grabs it. And she tells me, what the fuck do you want? Okay, in my face. What the fuck do you want? And I'm like, what do you mean? So I start yelling at her because I'm like, what are you talking about? What do I want? You just got out of jail. What are you talking about? Like, you said you're going to do this. So we start screaming at each other. And she's telling me that she needed to figure out the whole like sleeping and living situation. And I'm like, Grandma told me. And I start telling her that. And she's like, yeah, that's the plan. And I'm like, okay, so then why didn't you pick me up then if supposedly that was the plan? I bet you it wasn't planned. And she tells me, it's because I haven't even told him yet. So I get even more mad because she over here acting like I'm a stepkid or something. You know how they always say the stepkids get treated the worst? I'm your firstborn, okay? I am your firstborn, and it hurt her saying, I haven't even told him yet. Like, if he, like, what? Like, if I was some secret, I was like, and I just stopped and I was like, you're pathetic, okay? She grabs me by my shoulder and just like, boom, like shakes me, okay? She Sparta'd my freaking shoulder. I was just, oh, it hurt. My mom can make me cry. I see. So I start crying and she's like, you always want to act like you're so tough, huh? So tough. And I'm mad because it's like, yeah, I have to because look what you're doing. So I tell her, like, how come he can't get out? Why can't we just like go in there? That's not how it works. It's not how it works. I know that's not how it works, but I don't know why I wanted it to work like that. I wanted her to move mountains because she was in crackhead mode. She'd move the earth, okay? So I'm like pissed and I'm like, why are you even here? Why are you even here? And she's telling me because I won't stop calling her. So she's like, so I'm here. What the fuck do you want? And I was like, to go with you, but not with him. I'm like, you said, because it pissed me off. Like, didn't you just say that like I was gonna go? Like, it was all a lie. It was a lie. And it pissed me off because I was calling her out on it and she wanted to sit here and act like she was giving me what I want. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the whole, and like I was trying to hold her accountable. And then the same time in my head, I'm like, what do you want, Jade? You don't want to be there. So like, why are you fighting so hard? I was fighting for my mama. I was fighting for her to love me as she should have, and she didn't. And I'm just pissed because I'm like, I want it to work. I want it to work. And she's telling me that I am going to go there. I am going to live with them, but she needs to talk to him first. And that's pissed me off. Like, why? Why? Like, you tell me if I'm crazy, okay? If that sounds absurd. Like, oh, I'm going to go and see if my own kid, my daughter, can live in the same house. You know what I mean? Like, if she, like, it pissed me off that she had to ask permission. That's what pissed me off, is the permission part. Why? Why the permission part? And that's what irked my soul. Like, the way she moved, the way she went about it, it was so hurtful. It was just, I didn't understand it. Never will I understand it. It was just, I hated how, like, if it was like, if I was the one in timeout, I was the bad one. So she tells me to get in the car and that she's gonna figure it out. I'm like, no, I don't want to get in the car with you. I was like, I don't want to go. She's like, then why are you calling me and calling me and calling me? And I tell her, because like I want to feel included. She just got out. Instead of her wanting to come and see me, she's over there spending time with him. She's like, and your brothers and your brothers. And I'm like, okay, and what about me? What about me? Okay, what about me? I did not understand it. She acts like if I was like some like 16-year-old, 17-year-old. I wasn't. Like, what do you mean? Like, what about me? And then it's like such like bittersweet because how she is with my sibling now, my sister, like on her, make sure it's this, make sure it's that. And like, yeah, like I'm glad that you're doing what you're supposed to. It just sucks that like y'all didn't show up for Lex like that, you know? I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. So we're fighting, screaming, being extremely hateful towards each other. She's telling me that it's just so hard with me. It's just so hard with me. And I'm just like, wow. Like, it should really not be that hard, but okay. Like, it was just some things were just, she didn't need to say, and she said. And I held on to them for years. Like, there's even certain things that I told Rodolfo, my husband. If we ever fight, don't ever tell me this, don't ever tell me that, because that really hurts my feelings and my mom. And like, mommy issues is the... It was just one of those things. Like, I just need to make sure you never say them to me because that broke me as a child and I cannot have it break me again. It just sucked. Tommy ends up coming out, telling my mom that she's gonna get her kicked out to shut up. And that what was the plan? That like, she was supposed to come and get me, that like I'm not all the way wrong. And she was like, shut the fuck up to Tommy, because she don't want to hear Tommy, because Tommy's like on my side, like, yeah, I thought you were gonna come get her. Like, dude, that's kind of fucked. Like, telling her, you know. And my mom was like, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch, and cussing her out that it's a tough situation, and she thought she understood, talking to her like that in front of me. And It was just like a whole up shebang. My mom is like yelling at her, yelling at me. Tommy ends up kicking us both out because my mom's like reading her for Phil, talking about this and that, bringing up stuff that shouldn't have been brought up. And she tells her, get the out. And she's like, you too, Lex. Okay. So we ended up getting out, and Tommy texts me that I can come back, that she just doesn't want to see my mom, that she's tired of it, blah, 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 and that I'm not fully wrong, but I need to respect my mom and that I could stay there. I don't even reply to her because I am just like pissed off because of the things that my mom's saying and how my mom's like pretty much making me feel like it's your fault. And it's just so annoying. And it's just like, I just wanted her to like hurry up, get it together, because I knew she could. I knew she could. I just couldn't do it for her. Like, I just couldn't. So we ended up driving around, and my mom was just like mad at me and trying to get me to understand kind of where she's coming from and why she has to do what she has to do, and that it might look like this way, but that she's not out there happy and it's not what it is. And at the same time, she needs to kind of have some normalcy for my brothers because they're still little and I'm just very mature for my age. I've always been, and that's not my fault. That's her fault because she's always talked to me about things that I shouldn't have known, and she's sorry, and she just doesn't know what to do, and that if it was easy, she would do it, but it's not. And, you know, just trying to get me to understand. But I understood to a certain degree, because I didn't understand why we couldn't go live with my grandma, why we couldn't just stay with Tommy, why we had to go over there. Like, and maybe there's just some things that she's just not telling me, and that's why. Or maybe it was simple, but it just wasn't simple enough. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. So we're riding around, and we ride around for like 2 hours. It's like 4, almost 5. He goes to work like at 6. She tells me that just to go to the house / apartment with her and just stay there for today until she gets something figured out. I don't even have to see him. He'll be at work, and I can go back to Tommy once he comes back home, because she doesn't want to go back to Tommy's because Tommy just kicked her out. Honestly, just felt like a bunch of bull, and I was just kind of like, I don't know what to do. I was fighting with her, and I was like, I'm not gonna get out of the car. She's telling me that, yeah, you are gonna get out of the car. I don't care. You are gonna get out of the car. It was just, I don't know, y'all. I know what I wanted, but I didn't know how to sound grown enough for her to understand me or respect what I was saying. So we pull up to the apartment, and my heart is just beating and beating. And I just see the look of worry on her face, like the look of worry where she's gonna have to explain to him why I'm in the house. And so I ask her, does he know that like I'm gonna come? She's like, no, I told you, I haven't talked to him yet, so please be quiet. Don't be so loud. She's like mad, right? Like she doesn't want me to blow her cover. Just be quiet, don't say anything. And I feared him, so of course I'm not gonna like pop off immediately. It wasn't always like boom, you know. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could take you guys in my mind. So we pull up, and I swear, you guys, I can still like map out that whole like area, how it was. Like, we pull up, and I see this lady at the very top, and she's like smoking her cigarette, just nosy. You know how some neighbors are just like nosy? She's just like eyeballing me and my mom, and my mom's just like shh, telling me like to be quiet, not to make any noise, and just to like please behave. Like the way that she like whined to tell me, I was so irked, because like, oh, why are you telling me this? So we're getting closer, and before she's like about to unlock it, he opens the door. and right away, like, my mom's face gets like defensive mad. I don't even know if that's like a thing, but she gets like very like pissy, you know, very like, why do you have an attitude kind of thing. And he opens it, but like not all the way, so she like pushes it, and he's like, gay, like, why is she here looking at me? And so I make the face of like, what the fuck? Like, who are you talking to like that? And she tells him like not to start. He's like, no, that he didn't want the pinche squeakla, that he didn't want me there. And she like tells him like she's a kid, that she's gonna be here whether he likes it or not. He's like, no, this isn't what we talked about. No, like, he's just like that he doesn't feel safe and a bunch of like other stuff. And the whole time I'm thinking like, you don't feel safe, bitch? Got some nerve. You don't feel safe, you dumb motherfucker. So I'm just sitting there as my mom's like defending me to like go in, and I'm just like, this is some bullshit. Like, this is so stupid. So I tell her, I'm like, I don't want to be here. And he's like, oh, you see, she's already starting. Like, his stupid fucking face, I can still see it. She turns around and she's like, what the did I say? She like has her hand up in a way like she's gonna like do something, and I'm like looking at her hand, looking at her, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. And she like tells me to go wait in the car. She's like yelling at him, telling him that like I'm her kid and I come with her and that she's gonna talk to me. And I'm like, no you're not, as I'm walking away to the car, she's screaming at me to shut the fuck up. Like, she is pissed. And he's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm a you bitch, I don't like you P word. The lady upstairs is still like looking down. She's like, calm down with all that ruckus. I was like, shut up, you too, bitch. Like, I was just wilding. Like, what is going on? But I think what like lit me up was the way he was acting, like if he was the victim. Like the whole like, oh, I don't feel safe. You don't feel safe, bitch? You don't feel safe? He had such a bitch mentality. So I start cussing out the lady up there. He's like, she's already calling problems, bitch, mother bitch. And I'm just like, you. I'm like, you're cool with having a PO down there? You're cool with that? You're cool with that? She's like, sweetheart, I don't know what's going on, but you just need to tone down, right? Like, talk all that. Shut up. And so my mom's screaming at me like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what the I'm talking about. And I was like, I don't care. So I'm sitting in the car. She's like screaming with him. She's like pushing him in the house. He's fighting with her. It's a whole shebang. I'm fighting with the lady upstairs. My mom's fighting with her dude. Oh, that sounds gross, but yeah, she was fighting with him. I'm getting in and out of the car. I'll get in the car, chill for a little bit, and then I get out and be like, what? Get back in the car. I was just, it looked so stupid. I was playing ping pong with myself. Like, in, out. Because I would have the window down just a little bit, and I would hear the neighbors say something slick. So I get out again and be like, what did you say? So dumb, because I was so little. I was a bit. Like, what are you doing? Get in the car. Like, I just had to listen, but I didn't want to listen. I'm fighting with the neighbor. The neighbor is telling me to calm down, sweetie, because like I'm just looking like a little fighting with everybody. And I just, no, my energy needed to be saved for my mom and that piece of poop. Okay, but I was just like mad. And then what really ticked me off is the lady and my mom are talking, and I'm telling her like, I'm sorry, like apologizing on my behalf. And the lady's telling her like, you need to get her under control. Ooh, and I was like, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, because I was like, control who? Control what? No, they need to get him under control. And I'm just a mad little girl. And I shouldn't have. Tommy's calling me and texting me just to calm down. I'm gonna make things worse for my mom, that she just got out, that just calm down, that I can stay with her, to not ruin it for her. Don't ruin this for her. What? Like, I was just like, what? So Tommy calls me and he's telling me to calm the F down. That why am I like this? Why? That just to not to ruin it for her, not to ruin it for my mom. And I was like, fuck you, Tommy. Like, I'm just fighting with everybody. Like, I exploded. I start yelling at Tommy because she's over here yelling at me like she knows the whole situation. And I'm like, did she tell you that he was the one? I don't care. I don't care. I'm like, what do you mean you don't care? So I'm like fighting with her like, you need to care. I'm like, why does no one care? Like, someone needs to care. And I'm like at the point of like tears, okay? Because I'm like, I need someone to care. I need someone to go to bat for me. Like, I need someone in my corner. Like, you're not wrong. Fuck him. Just that. Even if she would have been like, Jada, can't stand him. I know he's a piece of shit. But it was just like, no. So I'm still talking to Tommy, and I hear the lady upstairs call my mom by her government name, and that pisses me off too. I'm getting pissed off left and right. And I was like listening to what they were gonna say, and she said something about like, you know, like a few weeks ago I thought, and I was like, a few weeks ago? I was like, so you've been here? And I knew she'd been here. I knew this, they're over here playing house, but it just irritated me where I'm like, my mom's over here having to explain to her like, yeah, that's my daughter. She didn't even know my mama had a daughter because she over here doing, so I'm just pissed. I'm like over here all these feelings like if I'm the hidden secret, and I'm like, no, you, just like cussing the lady out. Tommy screaming in my ear. I'm like, oh, Alexis, just to chill it out. I'm like, no, like I don't know why he's over here acting like I'm the problem. And she wants to sit here and tell me, you are the problem. You are. Like, you're just proving his point right now, how you're acting. You are the problem. I was like, no, I'm not. Because like, why do you have to go off like that? Like, I was just so mad. I'm so mad. And I know some of you guys are gonna be like, Alexis, you're in the wrong. But you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't accept that. Okay? No. You know who was in the wrong? My mama. You know who else was in the wrong? Him. Because he should have never had a house and been around kids, period. But whatever. So it feels like it goes on forever. The fighting, it eventually calms down, and the lady goes inside, and Tommy and I are talking, and she's telling me that she's on her way, that she's gonna pick me up, and that it's just a really complicated situation, and it is his house, and it is his rules, and if he doesn't want me there, then I'm not gonna be there. That's fine, that he is entitled to feel how he feels. And I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Like, I'm just so mad at her because she sounded so dumb. Like, yeah, he has a right to feel how he feels. Like, are you stupid? Like, I know that. Like, it's him acting like he didn't do nothing wrong and acting like it's poor him. That's the part that gets me mad, stupid bitch. And you're probably gonna be like, why do you talk to Tommy so nasty? She talked to me nasty all the time, kind of stuff all the time. To see you next Tuesday, she talked to me all kinds of nasty. So me popping off like that wasn't like a like it didn't even faze her, okay? Didn't even faze her. The only thing she could have called me was a bitch because my mom was like, that's where I draw the line. Don't call her a bitch. Okay. I'm still talking to Tommy. I always say Tammy. I'm still talking to her, and she's just telling me that it's really complicated. She's trying to get me to understand. Well, I just get quiet. So she probably thinks like, oh yeah, I'm making sense. No, I'm not. I just don't want to keep going back and forth. I'm tired. Okay. I'm over here squaring up with the neighbor, fighting with and piece that like hurt me, traumatized me as a child, violated me, took away my innocence, fighting with my mom over here like, you need to listen. It was so toxic. It was so crazy. I feel like I was going through it. And my mom kept saying, they're gonna call the cops. I was like, I want them to call the cops. I want them to take him. And it was just crazy because like why are you threatening me? Stop threatening me. Like, I want them to take him. And then she would fire back up like, and your brother's what? You're so selfish. I'm selfish. Me vale. I was just mad. I was like, how am I selfish? Okay. So it was just so much that was being said, and it felt like she was defending him, so I was going off on her as a mother, and I was like, I was pissed at her. I was like, I can't believe you over here playing house, and you're like, you come and see him first. And so he's telling me like, shut the fuck up, cussing all kinds of stupid, like he's cussing backwards and shit over here trying to like put curse. And I'm just like, shut up. Like, I was just like, ooh. And it was just, I don't know why she brought me there. I don't know why she thought like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. I'm gonna bring her here. it wasn't a good idea. No. So he was supposed to go to work, right? His little bitch ass did not want to go to work because he was like, she's gonna take my stuff. She's gonna do this. She's gonna steal my stuff. You know who did that? My mama. My mama took all his shit and pawned it, okay? That's for another story time. But me, I didn't do any of that. I didn't even want to take any of his money because I was like, you know what? What if in the future I lose money because I took his money? Or what if this? What if that? What if this? I didn't. There'd be times where he would leave his money out, and I think that motherfucker was testing me because it'd be like his full paycheck right there, and I would just be staring at it. You know how bad I just wanted to take it and be like, but I didn't, little bitch. Anyways, so my mom's like still talking to him, and he's over here telling her this and that. My mom's texting me like, why? I just don't understand. Why? And I'm just like, guys. Pissed as hell. And I think I'm so cool that I bust out my little like 2K, and I'm like talking Tommy, and I'm like, are you almost here? And my mom's telling me that once Tommy gets here, you better go. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm leaving. I can't believe you. I hate that you're my mom. And even though me and my mom have a really, really fucked up relationship, I wouldn't want to have any other mom because I do love my mama. Even though there's a lot of pain there, a lot of hurt and disappointment, that's still my mama, and I love her. And I hate that I was so hateful because I don't like being nasty, believe it or not. I don't like being nasty. I hate being gross like that. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but I do. I hate when I get out of character. I hate when I stoop to that sort of level, especially with a loved one. Even if it's like me defending myself, I don't like it. It feels gross. I feel disgusting. Even like telling you guys the things that I did say. I'm not telling you guys everything, but just know there was some really nasty stuff in there, and I'm not proud of. And I'm out there smoking my cigarette, and he ends up coming outside. But anyways, he gets in his truck, and my mom, so his car's right here. No, my mom's car's right here. His car is right here. So he has to walk right here, do the little walk of shame. And I'm just sitting there with my cigarette looking at him, and he just gives me the nastiest look, looking me up and down. And I was like, just like looking at him. I wasn't saying nothing, just looking at him. He's like, psh. I was like, fuck you. Like out of nowhere, just freaking loud, like, yeah, like really loud. And he kind of gets like, you know, like a little bit started. I was like, yeah, and you're lucky I don't call so-and-so and have them handle your ass. Like, I was so mad. Gets in his truck, and as he's leaving, he does the whole thing like, oh, he can't look at me, like, oh, I can't, she's gonna burn into my soul. So then he leaves, and then my mom comes out, and she is just like, she's just been crying, okay? I don't know if he beat her ass, I don't know if he put his hands on her because he's a little bitch like that, but she is just crying, and she goes, are you happy now? Are you happy now? And I'm just like looking at her like, ugh, like pull it together. I'm mad. I was mad as hell. I was like, why are you crying over him? Like, if I'm grown. And she's like, I'm not crying over him, I'm crying because of you. You just made it 10 times harder. Do you hear me? 10 times harder. Oh well. Like, I was just such a little shit. I was like, oh well. Like, aww. Like, I did not care. I did not want her to have a happy ever after. I was like, if I'm gonna be out in the calle, out here in the streets, out here doing all this and doing all that, you coming with me. If I'm suffering, you're suffering, because the only reason why I'm suffering is because you don't want to be my mama. Like, it literally felt like it was such an easy fix. It literally felt like A, B. But no, my mom wanted to go A, negative A, negative D, but she didn't like, that's just, it is what it is. My mom didn't want me. My mom didn't want to make it work. My mom didn't want to suffer. She wasn't ready to let go of that toxic man. She was not ready. I wasn't what she wanted. She loved me, she didn't love me enough. And that's just the hard truth. It is. And a lot of you guys have made me realize that, where it's like, oh, Jade, stop. Stop making so many excuses. It is what it is. And it is what it is. And that's what it was. So she couldn't even finish talking to me. She was just pissed that I did all that and fought with him and fought with the neighbors. The neighbor comes down, acts like she's throwing her trash, and I'm just looking at her like, say something to me, because I was just so mad with her. And I was just mad at the world. I was just angry, little kid. I was just angry. I just wanted someone to shake me, slap me, hug me, love me, take care of me. It was sad. So she can't even talk to me. Like, she was just outside to make sure that, like, I don't know, I didn't get kidnapped or something. I don't know. But she didn't even talk to me. Just whatever she said, that was that. And then Tommy comes in, riding hot, busting her music. And I'm just like, oh, here she comes. As soon as she pulls in, my mom's like, oh, give me the f***ing keys to me. And so I just throw them in the car, because I was just like, Like, I just was like, Just threw them in there. And then I got in the car with Tommy. And we left. And yeah, so I'm going to end the story time there. I love you guys so much. Besos a todos. I feel like I was wrong, okay? It feels like I don't know. Maybe if I just would have, like, shut the F up. Yeah, but I didn't. And we got into it a lot. A lot. And I still feel like it's nothing compared to what he did to me. Nothing. It wasn't even like a scratch, okay? And you can't even say like, oh, she traumatized me. Like, no. It wasn't even a sliver what he did. Did I act out, get in his face, scream, all that, fight with him? Yeah. But it is nothing compared to how he violated me and took away my innocence. Nothing will ever compare what I did to what he did. Nothing. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Besos a todos. I hope you guys enjoyed the makeup look. I like it. I think it looks super duper cute. I like it a lot. And my shirt, I love it just as much. This is what this old lady needed to do. This is what the old lady needed to do. Okay? That's what she needed to do. Stupid bitch. It might seem like, okay, I'm being a little bit harsh, but we'll call her Barbara. Okay? Barbara. Barbara pops up a lot in the story times. The future ones, a lot. Barbara. Her. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next story time. Give me a big thumbs up if you guys enjoy this kind of story times. I will make sure to do them for you guys. I'll make sure to do more for you guys. Bye.